Loneliness is the discrepancy between what you have and what you want from your relationships. You can be in a marriage and feel lonely. You can be at a party full of people and feel lonely, right? You don't necessarily have to be alone. So that is a key concept for us to consider. One of the psychological pieces we can do right away for ourselves and everybody else, is stop using the term social distancing. Stop it. The media is using it, and it's not psychologically good for us. We want to use the phrase physical distancing. We don't want to strengthen neurons that tell us that we don't need to or should not be social. We need to be social. We're social beings. So who are the lonely? The question is, who are the lonely? We're talking about, and I use the term the lonely to describe those people who have a discrepancy between the connections they want to have and the connections that they don't have. There's a discrepancy. They don't have as much as they want. So some say single, some say married, some say single parent, some say the poor, some say homeless, the disabled, youth, immigrant, the LGBTQ community, the elderly. The research says that youth.
Teenagers, yes.
Yes, youth.
Chimed in.
When we take a look at the numbers, if you look at the research, the youth tend to be the highest, particularly during COVID, because the Angus Reid, who is our Canadian sort of researchers, they put out a report just last month, and if you think about the developmental stage of adolescence, they are ready to spend less time at home, less time with mom and dad, less time with family, more time adventuring out in the world, more time with their peers, and look at the restrictions they have. In the Angus Reid Institute report that came out last month, it was stated that it's important for us is the measuring of how much a person would like to be alone, and the opposite of it is how much do they want to be connected. But how does loneliness show up? Just like my client who said that she was getting over emotional abuse from bullying and depression, most often people will describe or show up with physical or mental signals. They're depressed, or they're drinking too much, or they're eating too much. There's a lot of people putting on weight right now.
Yep.
Right? So obesity is connected to loneliness. All kinds of health issues, coronary issues, asthma issues, sleep disturbances, sleeping more, sleeping less, and mental issues, depression, anxiety, anger issues, more anger coming up. So those are the pieces to look at. Very seldom do people say, I feel lonely. And partly they don't do that because there is a stigma. If you're lonely, you must be a loser, right? It's like, I'm a failure if I'm lonely because people aren't interested in me. So those are more signals to ask, and people are now being trained in the helping professions to basically say, might you feel lonely? So here are the 3 L's of connection, and connection is the antidote. People need 3 areas to feel a fullness of connection in the world. And the first one is to have at least one person that they feel loved by, and they can feel that they're a confidant that they can tell anything to. And often that is our spouse, often it is a parent, a mother or father, or it might be a very, very close friend that we have. All want to have a small group that we feel liked by and we like them, friends, and have commonalities with those people. And the third factor is a community that gives us a sense of purpose, to belong to a community that's doing some good in the world, such as your church, such as Rotary, gives a sense of being aligned for a personal purpose that I can be supported and elevated with in its impact because I'm aligned with other people with my same values and same driven purpose. So how can we activate some antidotes to loneliness? A number of the researchers make it clear that before we reach out to others, that we check in and are we well connected with ourselves? Are we looking after our own personal sense of connection? And when you participate in a faith community, that does help with it because you're connected to your own spiritual self. And Vivek Murthy talks about, before approaching others to explore whether they're lonely, to check whether you are in connection with your own worthiness, your own gifts, your own experiences that you have to give, and do you come with a quiet and present spirit? So there's two factors: knowing your own sense of worthy and coming with a sense of peace and interest in making not connection, and an interest in making connection with others.